Now you see to my left Jeff Graubart. Jeff has been active in gay liberation activities in Chicago since the 1970s. He was the principal organizer of a protest here against one Anita Bryant back in 1977. So Jeff has been at this for 31 years, and we are honored to have him here tonight. But we wanted to talk a little bit about James Dobson and why he is such a poor choice for this museum Hall of Fame.
I was going to say that it was very interesting that you and Thomas were talking about David Duke, because Dobson formed, in addition to focus on the family, he has an organization called the Family Research Council that he organized in 1981. And the Family Research Council and David Duke have, and this has been made public, exchanged mailing lists.
Okay.
So there are some ties between these people.
There are a bunch of groups out there with the word family in them, you know.
Right.
And whenever I see a group like that with family in there, I always take a look to be, you know, it could be perfectly innocent. Like we talk about gay and lesbian families.
So often it's a code word for hate.
But so often it's a code word for anti-gay hate. That the only legitimate family is the man, the woman, and the 2.5 children. You know, that's ordained by God, and anything else is a threat to the moral fabric of the nation. What about James Dobson?
Well, Dobson, back, and Bob was mentioning that, you know, I was coordinated the big Anita Bryant demonstration back in 1977, where we had 5,000 people here in Chicago. And during that very same period of time, James Dobson started his focus on the family. So he's been at it for 31 years too. And he's made some rather outrageous statements. He said things like gay marriage will lead to the destruction of the earth.
Yeah.
And and I know some people don't care for the war on terrorism, but he's compared the fight to defend the family, and said that this is far more important than the war on terror.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
what about the ex-gay ministries? I think this is something that particularly concerns me. You know, the whole idea that people have to change their sexual orientation. They have to become straight. And Dobson's been involved in that, hasn't he?
Yes, I believe I heard a story the other night about a girl who became, started listening to, sorry, her mother did.
Right.
She was a lesbian. Her mother went to these lectures and turned against her daughter. Her daughter committed suicide, and then the mother finally had a realization of what this hate was all about. And so now she's leading a movement, I think, or in the movement to stop James Dobson.
Well, Dobson is one of several people, and I want to get to a caller who's been waiting, but I do want to get this in. Dobson is a person among numerous others who have started these ex-gay ministries that purport to change people from being gay to being straight. And as Jeff has pointed out, and this is not an isolated case, in its extremity, this has led to suicide. People have killed themselves because instead of being encouraged to accept themselves with a same-sex attraction or orientation, they've been led to believe that this is wrong, that it's not God's will.
And it's completely contrary to all the current psychological thinking.
Right, exactly. The American Psychiatric Association, the American Psychological Association, the Organization of Pediatric Physicians, men and women of science have condemned this ex-gay ministry model as being harmful. So let's pay attention to what these people say and not charlatans like James Dobson. We have a call from Paula on line 4. Paula?
Collectively, you mentioned in the throw there of Rush Limbaugh being honored. And he is so prejudiced and racist and a convicted felon for drug use. Okay? That's like illegal. So let's not honor and pay tribute and homage to our liberal, media people, because media is controlling and swaying this country in a way that's very perverse and sick. Another issue, Martin Luther was worshipped by Hitler. Martin Luther's picture hung in Hitler's office. Do you know how many homosexuals, lesbians, and bisexuals that Hitler executed in his cleansing process? Okay, we need to focus on that because neo-Nazism is resurrecting. We have a German Pope, sir. We have a German Pope. Ask yourself why we have a German Pope. Now, you go into Revelation. Let's not touch that, but if we go there and we swing with it, why is the Vatican resurrecting with a German Pope in the Roman Vatican in Italy? Now, the thing is this. Hate breeds hate. Hate breeds all kinds of devastating things. Love conquers all. And we're not going to cure anything and heal society with hate, and these people propagate hate. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. On other occasions, we've talked about the Vatican and the problems that gay people should see in the Roman Catholic hierarchy, particularly. I mean, in California, the Catholic hierarchy is joining people like James Dobson to oppose marriage equality. Now, no one is forcing Catholic priests or Catholic churches to participate in marriage ceremonies out there in California to which they disagree. No one is forcing them to do that, but they're intruding on the civil process with their anti-gay hate. Saying that civil marriage for same-sex couples should be outlawed in the California Constitution. So I agree with the caller that we need to be aware of people who are preaching and practicing hate, of course, all in the name of religion and love and truth and so forth. We have Sharon, a caller. Go ahead, Sharon.
Hi, my name is Sharon, and I'm actually watching this show. This is the first time that I've actually called in. And to even hear that a young man was killed because of his sexual preferences, I find that to be ridiculous. It is very sad. And piggybacking on what the young lady said, as far as people preaching about hate, I totally agree with her. To me, love does conquer all. And we shouldn't be so judgmental because we see others of different gender. Now, we all have preferences and we choose to do what we want to do with them. And some of us, it's harder for us to get out of a situation when we're used to it. So I believe love conquers all. If we help one another and not be so quick to judge one another, then this world will have to become a better place. So I agree. And it's sad that people have to be killed because they choose to be a certain way. It's sad because you don't see everybody running around getting killed because they're heterosexual. But I do believe, and I am spiritual, I do believe that men were not created for men, but this is like a more spiritual thing. There's things going on that we don't even understand. So if we can't help one another, then this world is going to stay out of control, and the generations are going to get worse and worse.
All right, thank you, caller. I personally don't like the words sexual preference. I mean, I've never thought of myself as having made a choice, to be gay. I mean, I've always been attracted to men, and I don't think heterosexual people make a choice to be attracted to persons of the opposite sex. I mean, I think that's just the way people are. So. We need to get ready to wind this up. Did you have any quick final thoughts, Jeff?
Well, Well, I hope everybody joins us at the demonstration against Dobson.
Okay, okay. Again, the protest of James Dobson, who, unless we can convince Bruce Dumont to derail this misguided honor, will be inducted into the Broadcast Museum Hall of Fame on Saturday, November 8th. If they go ahead with this, we will be there to protest this unworthy induction into the Hall of Fame. Saturday, November 8th at 5:30 p.m. The Renaissance Chicago Hotel, 1 West Wacker Drive in Chicago.